Agatha, this is Magnus. Give my little Bumblebee her house and her money. Then get out of town. If you don't, I will get you. I will get you like you got me. That is a promise.
Calamity ensues.
It's good. She's like, "Ah!" And then all that stuff happens. She's spinning on the globe. And then she walks out of the classroom. Does anybody say something?
She doesn't walk
They're
out of
like, oh my
she
god.
gets tossed out of the classroom. She
Oh,
gets
yeah.
thrown out of the classroom, and then the kids start pelting her with their lunches. And
And
then
it's
the
the
other kids
best.
in the hallway see it, and then they start getting on her too.
All right,
She runs
now,
away.
Brian, you have to do the Danny DeVito voice narration at the end of that when she's driving away.
Never to darken another doorway again.
Wait, it's Brian who's
Sorry.
doing it.
And the Trunchbull
He's
was
pulling
gone, never to darken another doorway again.
There you go. Perfect.
Look, Miss Snit, a girl does not get anywhere by acting intelligent. I mean, take a look at you and me. You chose books, I chose looks. I have a nice house, a wonderful husband, and you are slaving away teaching snot-nosed children the ABCs. You want Matilda to go to college? College? I didn't go to college. I don't know anybody who did. Bunch of hippies and cesspool salesmen.
I went to college. I have a nice house and a husband, and I'm a teacher. Wait a minute. Something's not adding up here.
Let me finish that. Don't sneer at educated people, Mr. Wormwood. If you became ill, heaven forbid, your doctor would be a college graduate. Or say you were sued for selling a faulty car. The lawyer who defended you would have gone to college too. What car?
What car?
Sued by who?
Sued by who?
Who you
talking to?
Nobody.
Nobody.
I can see we're not going to three.
Is he eating a kebab?
Yes, there. It's like a dessert on a kebab. It has like marshmallows.
There's like marshmallows.
Yeah.
Like those fruit kebabs or something, like cantaloupe and honeydew and marshmallows and cherries.
Yeah.
Ew, that's gross. But anyways, if that wonderful smorgasbord of quotes is from the lovely 1996 classic Matilda. Love that movie. It's so good. If you haven't seen it, honestly, what are you waiting for? It's so good.
Streaming on Netflix right now.
I'm glad your daughter has now seen it because it is truly a masterpiece. And that is one of the movies that constantly played throughout our childhood and upbringing. So much so that we have it memorized pretty much, But yeah. So much so that Wesley gets annoyed that he can't hear the movie anymore because we're talking over it.
All he has to do is just memorize it himself.
Yeah, and then he can chime in. There you go. But anyways, welcome back to yet another episode of Bump That, episode 179, I believe. If you don't know who we are, we've got Brian somewhere on the screen because it changes up every single time.
It's time to get sticky with Mickey.
We've got KT somewhere on the screen.
I'm Matilda. Lavender. I'm Hortensia.
Hortensia. And
Yikes.
I am, I want to say I'm
Did
the
you forget
Moonbug.
your name?
I want to say I'm Mia Moonbug because I have it on
say
Twitch.
You're Mia Moonbug.
But I am Miliana, your host of Bump That, whatever. And we're siblings who
y'all
have a
know.
love for all things nerdy, movies, video games, TV shows, all things of that sort, and decided to talk about it here on the internet with all of you people, and here you are listening, so welcome. Wow. There has been some very interesting things that have happened in this past month, and we're going to talk about it today. We're going to discuss it. First of all, talking about what has been happening in the news. It's like you can pull up any news channel and it's crazy. The P. Diddy stuff.
Have you guys been following that?
Here and there, and I don't know whether to be like shocked or completely unsurprised at this point.
The kids are
There
following
are
it.
some
The
things
younger
that are
The kids are
generation.
following it.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
kids. It's like Diddy's like the boogeyman of this generation. Kind of like
Yes,
how
yeah.
we had OJ back in the
That's
90s.
wild.
For this generation, it's Diddy, and all you hear is about
Yep.
what is baby oil? What is that? What does that mean? Like, okay.
Y'all kids don't need to know nothing about that. Nothing
No.
about that. But follow along the case. It's fun. Now, what's interesting about, and this is totally tangent, the OJ case, I had recently, I think this was around January, I got sick and I stayed home from work and I'm like, I'm going to put a documentary on. So I put the OJ Simpson documentary on and it's like 3 episodes or something.
Yeah.
I can't remember which streaming service it's on. But I was in and out of consciousness the whole time, taking a nap, awake, taking a nap, awake. And the whole time I'm like, they got no evidence that he didn't do it. The glove fit, man. That glove fit. And then after the end of it, like it had no conclusion, and the case had no conclusion, in my opinion. It didn't. He was innocent, found innocent. I'm like, well, then who did it? Who did it then? Point him out to me. There's still 2 dead people. That's a tangent on its own, but I digress. Moving back onto Diddy, there are so many things coming out, so many celebrities involved, and it's like,
It is wild. Wild.
Were we honestly surprised though?
No, but I think it just makes you just go, wow.
Yes and no. I'm surprised because yes, he's a rap billionaire. You know, so much money. Yeah, obviously, you know, there's these huge parties where, you know, sex and coke,
And they were
sex and
known.
coke, you know.
They were well known, the white parties, they were talked about. They didn't try to hide it.
Yeah, I mean, these Hollywood parties, I'm sure they're wild, and God knows what kind of, you know, shenanigans go on there. But to the extent, like, you read that everything, the cruelty that he did to this woman, Cassie, is that
Yeah.
the singer's name?
Cassie Ventura.
I mean, just
Yeah.
absolute, you know, disgusting acts to a woman, treating her like garbage. And then, of course, all these other things about trafficking
And
people.
all the
and it's
blackmail of the celebrities that were involved,
Yeah.
just blackmailing them, being
And
like,
tons
oh,
of them.
Tons
of
yeah.
them.
So we're gonna get our freak
Kutcher,
on,
Kid
but
Cudi,
Steve
you know,
Harvey.
Steve Harvey?
Oprah, Ellen,
Yeah.
No, not Steve, man. Come on.
Usher.
Mhm.
Usher.
Justin Bieber.
I was like, wow. When I heard Usher's testimony, I'm like, wow.
It's the whole thing is terrible.
Well, did he partake?
He was thrust into it. So he was
young at the time. He was impressionable.
Well, no. He was put into P. Diddy's care when he was 13. Like his mom basically gave him to him.
Yeah,
and said,
as a
raise
guardian.
up this child.
Okay.
Yes. And so Usher was brought up with a lot of that, and he didn't know what in his testimony he said that he didn't even know what he was looking at, but he knew that he needed to get out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow. But what is astounding is that because of that, Justin Bieber was brought into it, because then Justin Bieber was under Usher's tutelage.
Yes.
Right.
So P. Diddy owned both of them.
But there's like celebrity after celebrity after celebrity name dropping here and there of involvement, coercion, what is that called? What the word I just said before?
Coercion?
No.
Blackmail.
Yes. So it just keeps continuing. The rabbit hole is getting deeper, and the tunnels are spreading. So,
and what's crazy is that at no point nobody really stepped up and said, "Hey, this is
Anything.
wrong.
Yes.
This is wrong."
And
there were a few people that stepped in and tried to help out Cassie, but it's like,
now I can't actually remember what the catalyst for all of this was, how it came out, and how
so Cassie was signed under his record label, and she was promised like 10 albums and so many things, but she basically sold his life or her life to him,
yeah.
and she was abused in a multitude of different ways, and it eventually culminated where she got away after like a decade of abuse.
Oof.
And she finally said, "You know what? I'm seeing what's happening. Enough's enough. There's evidence to get this guy. It goes way beyond him. He wasn't working alone.
Yeah.
There's tons of evidence, lots of paper trails and receipts. Let's do it."
And so all of
So,
this is still unfolding, and the trial is still going on.
yeah, it's supposed to go on for, I think, 5 weeks. It was supposed to
Yeah.
go on for 6, but the judge said no. We
and
can do
it's
this in 5.
in New York City, where other notable criminals have been held. One of the ones mainly that I was actually there for in New York City was when Ghislaine Maxwell was on
Oh,
standing
yeah.
on trial. So that was pretty crazy to be there at that time. So same court in New York City. So, we'll see an update at the end of next month, I guess, to see
Well,
where the story goes.
he's going to be thrown away. He's never going to. He's
Oh,
gone.
yeah.
Oh, do you guys see like what he looks like now and how deteriorated
Yeah.
he looks since then?
But part of that is an act.
Oh, you
Part
think
of it.
so?
Oh, yeah.
It's to gain sympathy.
He's doing it.
Yeah.
He's okay.
Brother,
this is how bad, no,
who feels
this
sorry
is how
for
bad
this man?
He is.
Wow.
What? No, this is how bad he is. While he is in prison, he's been using prisoners' like ID numbers that they can use to call out, like call their families. He's been
Yeah.
using their IDs to get in touch with his family and other people so that he can direct things from prison.
Oh my gosh.
And so the family for a little bit, I don't know if they're still doing this, but they were standing outside the courthouse and they had Bibles and they were doing this whole spectacle. And apart from that, he has been
Never
permitted to wear like 5 different pairs of clothing, 5 sets of clothing. His shoes can't have shoelaces. He hasn't dyed his hair, and all of that. The clothes that he's wearing is like very librarian, so it's supposed to make him look like
more
very
innocent
and reformed.
Yeah.
Demure,
but
not a sex
thing
freak.
is,
Yeah,
Not like
but
a
the thing is,
Kanye West kind of guy.
Nobody is seeing through it. I think that in the past people have been like, "Oh, but he looks like this," and everybody's like, "No."
Yeah. Well, in many interviews, he always seemed very sweet, very down to earth. He always talked about my mama this, my mama that, like here's my mama, and always having her around. And so that made him very personable at the time. But
his kids
either that
too.
was an act or it's just she's in it too, and they're just really gross people.
They're gross. I think the family is in on it too. They're all nuts.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's all that, and we'll see next month where this goes. But moving on, switching gears, okay, to another not similar, controversial thing. The Rust movie. The Rust movie released very quietly.
I saw this in the doc. I was like, seriously? Come on.
Still bringing it up.
Bro.
We're here.
Alex.
What is this, like 2 years now?
Yep.
No, just say his name, Duck! Get down! I think this is going on 2 years now.
I knew that would be your reaction, and I'm here for it.
The O'Brien's? Yeah. It's so funny, because it's like, this story has been drilled into the ground. This movie is not going to go anywhere, unfortunately.
No, and I haven't even seen it.
Not unfortunately. Maybe, unfortunately. A woman
I
died for
didn't.
this movie.
I don't think it went to theaters at all. I think it was straight to streaming,
Wow. So,
VOD.
you know, it is what it is. But it finally did release, guys. It finally came
Well,
out.
and not only that, it came out. This is from NBC News. Rust armorer convicted in fatal on-set shooting death is released from prison. So we have been covering this for so long.
It doesn't even feel like justice.
Yeah, it doesn't. But she's not only been to prison, but she's gotten out. That's Hannah Gutierrez Reed was found guilty of involuntary manslaughter in the 2021 death of cinematographer Helena Hutchins.
2021.
Yeah.
And we're still talking about it 4 years later.
Oh my gosh. This will probably be our last thing about it because the movie's out.
Oh
She's
man, we gotta
released
say
from
goodbye
prison.
to this news segment.
Yeah, that's why I brought it up. So that
Man.
Brian can give a very
It's
nice
time
goodbye.
to close the book on Rust. What a journey this has been. The entire 4 years we've covered this story. We need to go back to some of our previous episodes and see like some of the things that we talked about happening or going on. And did we ever get, some more information on that? Was it ever cleared up type of thing?
Yeah.
Like that man dying and then his wife dying and the dog dying. Did we ever get a clear story on that one?
I don't think so.
What?
At the very end of the article, it says Baldwin, who had pleaded not guilty, cried in court when the dismissal was announced.
Man, well, there's that.
Go. That's it.
That's it. That is the end of an era. The chapter is closed.
Allegedly.
Wait, no. Next time we bring it up, we'll have watched the movie and we have to give our opinion of it.
Was it even good? Was it worth somebody passing away?
Was it even good? Did that woman die for nothing?
Oh my gosh.
Goodness gracious. All right, moving on to our next one. This one is it's also controversial because it's just going back. I feel like it's going both ways. I'm hearing both sides. And it's the Lilo and Stitch movie. Okay? What have you guys heard about it so far?
Well, it made more money than Snow White.
Thank God.
Well, that's a given.
Which is, even though Lilo and Stitch has the mixed reviews right now, which you guys are going to talk about, it just blows me away that people are like, yeah, let's go see this, and that Lilo and Stitch made more money than the original animated film in one weekend. Unbelievable. I don't know if that's adjusting for inflation, but still incredible.
I don't know. I've been hearing from friends that have seen it two different things. I did have one friend that said that he enjoyed it, and I said you're wrong. Jokingly, I said you're wrong, but no, he said that he
you haven't even seen it yet.
No, I haven't seen it. That's why I'm going off of what my friends have said. By the way, Simon, if you're listening, hi. So he liked the animation. He thought it was funny. He liked Stitch. And then my other buddies that saw it, they were like, okay, this is trash. It doesn't have Gantu in it. It doesn't have the little duckling scene. It doesn't spoilers that Nani goes off to college and basically abandons Lilo.
Ohana means nothing here.
Right. So mixed bag, but I think the majority is negative feedback.
From what my kids told me, because they got to see it at school, they got to go on a field trip and see it. They said it was good, but really sad. So.
Oh man.
Okay. They're elementary age kids.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to see it in theaters or not. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it because they've taken that amazing story and they've just done whatever they want with it, honestly.
Again.
Like, does Myrtle get punched in the face? If not, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. We watched that the last time. I think that was last episode we watched that.
So
just that little
satisfying.
Girl get
I sent
So
you guys
satisfying.
that picture of
Whip that
Hawaiian
trick,
Punch.
man.
Oh my gosh, I was cackling.
Yeah, that was good.
Cackling at that.
But honestly, the whole story is, for the most part, the same, but a lot of details changed. And I don't like the changes on the details, from what I've heard.
Yeah.
Like about David's character, Nani's characters being missing, Pleakley not being able to dress in drag.
Yeah.
That's wrong. So
Yeah.
much for woke Disney. They didn't want to put that in there. That was from the original. That was the one thing that could stay.
Oh,
you can't make anything edgy, you know.
Yeah, but not even. Like, he's literally just in a costume.
Yeah.
Oh, and why is Zach Galifianakis not Russian? Why does he not have a Russian accent? No, and why is he even the villain? Why is he the villain?
Here's the problem that I have with all these Disney remakes. If it's not a 1-to-1 remake, I don't know.
See, I've heard that argument. I've heard that argument, but I'll have to rebuttal a little bit here. They did that with The Lion King, and I hated it.
But it's because it also looked awful.
Yes.
The characters had no life to them. And so the problem with these 1-to-1 remakes that they're trying to do is that they don't come across very good because we already saw it animated, which is so much better because you can do so much more with animation than you can with live actors.
Well,
and
it's just,
nobody likes CGI either.
At the end of the day, it's just more sincere. You know, it's not, it doesn't seem like a money grab or nostalgia grab.
Yeah.
Or it's just like, hey, let's plug and play this A-list actor. Like, what if Will Smith was the genie? You know, what would that look like? It's kind of what it is.
So then, for a movie that's about to come out, which is How to Train Your Dragon, in real life, I guess, IRL.
Yeah.
That one looks like a 1-to-1 remake, but then again, it asks the question, but why? We already have the animated one.
But
which
I
is
think
barely
for that
20
case,
years old.
Right.
No. What year is it?
That movie came out in
Alexa,
2010.
When did How to Train Your Dragon come out in theaters?
2010, I'm going to say.
No. Alexa, when did the feature film How to Train Your Dragon come out in theaters?
Here is an answer from an Alexa Artist distributor that I translated. The movie How to Train Your Dragon was released in the year 2010.
Yeah, it was 2010.
What is this girl
So it wasn't
saying?
20 years ago.
Dang it, I asked you a simple question.
What did she say?
What? What did you ask me?
No, stupid Alexa, bro.
Oh, yeah. Well, she said 2010.
It was
Oh,
2010? Okay, so yeah, almost 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
No, you can't say it like that, man. Come on, I got 5 years left.
15 years ago, my man. That's close to 20, okay? Anyways, so...
It's over.
Regardless...
It's over.
Regardless...
I think here's why. And actually, I just had a brain blast. Okay, 2 things. They're putting actual care into this movie. You look at it, and you're like, that looks good. That looks really good. It looks like they actually...
The dragon
some
one?
time. Yes. What other one? We're talking about How to Train Your Dragon.
It looks a little mid.
But they also had to make it look good because that'll also coincide with Epic Universe.
Right. But then it's
just
like,
thought about
okay,
that.
what's next? Are we gonna get Kung Fu Panda, but with, you know, Karate Kid? It's not
No,
really Kung Fu
I
Panda.
wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want that because I think what makes it work ish is having real people.
It's gonna be
getting
the
to-
Teenage Kraken movie. We're gonna get that one, but with real
oh
people.
my gosh, I forgot about that one.
That movie was really terrible.
It resonates with you enough to remember it.
I barely
the Teenage
remember
Kraken?
anything that happened.
You're the Teenage Kraken.
Yeah, but so there's an argument where Disney's like, well, what do you guys want? We gave you a 1-to-1 remake. You're not happy. We gave you a story and we altered it a little bit and you're still not happy. And it's like, so then
You can
just leave it
alter
alone.
it, but you lost the plot.
Yeah.
You forgot what the movie's about.
You lost the sauce, man. Ohana
Yeah.
means family, which means no one gets left behind. Well, the main character was left behind.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I was fine with Beauty and the Beast live action. Not sure if that's an unpopular opinion from TJ Forsnake.
That one was okay. It wasn't my favorite, but it was okay.
It was fine.
The best one, in my opinion, was
Cinderella, which is actually not even
really
on
good.
Disney Plus. It's almost like they don't want to take ownership for a good movie.
I think Jungle Book is really good. Jungle Book is
that was also
outstanding.
really good.
I never saw it, but I'm also not a big Jungle Book fan, so I wouldn't have a good opinion anyways.
Outstanding.
They messed up King Louie, but that was it.
Next Disney Renaissance movie that they're going to be bringing to theaters live action is gonna be Tarzan.
No, because never mind.
It's been
starring your favorite music by Phil Collins.
Oh my gosh, poor Phil.
No, I'm not gonna go there.
Do you want another live action movie? Here in 2028, be expecting the Aristocats.
See, I could see that.
With an all CGI cast, like the movie Cats.
I could see them doing
that's
that.
Like
but
such a minor Disney hit that nobody would even know what it is. Yeah.
Everybody. Okay, here's one movie that I actually did like. Sorry. 101 Dalmatians. That one was a twist. They changed the story.
With Jeff Daniels?
The one with Emma Stone.
Oh.
Well, that's
no,
a prequel.
that was
yeah. And I think that's fine. That's fun.
Were there any dogs in that movie?
I liked it.
Yes.
Well, yeah, because they were dogs that
TJ Forsnake says Emperor's New Groove.
Don't
Nah.
because they would mess it up.
Because that movie is borderline Looney Tunes, and with people
it's so silly.
Work.
I feel like you gotta have the original cast play the characters as well, because I can't have any other voice except who they are completely.
Yeah.
But we don't even have Yzma because she passed away.
Yeah, exactly what I'm about to say. That you would need an actress who's willing to get made fun of to have that edge, because there's a lot of edgy jokes there about how old she is and how she's keeps conk around because she's like sleeping with him or something. It's
So all that to say, okay, Lilo and Stitch came out. It did well in the box office. I'm glad for it, because Disney needs a win right now. They need a win. They're not.
Oh, they made the money though. They got that money. They're happy with that.
Not winning right now.
They honestly don't care about the critics right now. They're just like, God dang, we got that money right there. Thank you, Lord.
Yeah,
and they're
they
already
had a
making
cute little Stitch
Lilo and Stitch
and a cute little girl.
Lilo and Stitch 2 is already in the works.
No, it's not. Shut up.
And no, I'm dead serious. When a movie makes that much money and it's opening weekend, when movies barely do that, the sequel's getting made. It's done.
Oh my god.
Time will tell. Now that we'll also see, will we get then Moana 3?
Will it be called Stitch Has a Glitch?
Leroy. They're gonna bring in the
Oh,
characters from the
no.
TV show.
Yeah.
Leroy and Stitch.
No.
So
Stop.
we'll see. But moving on to Pixar's what is that? Appendage. Pixar. Oh wait, Disney's appendage, Pixar.
Oh.
Elio. Okay, so reviewers were shown the first 25 minutes of the film, and early reviews are more than positive. So we'll find out June 20th, which is less than a month away. That's scary. But this movie, we've also, I feel like, been talking about just as long as Rust, okay?
Yeah.
That this movie's been in production, talking about and whatever. And I'm glad that it's got some good reviews so far, because Lord knows Pixar needs it. They can't, they have Inside Out 2. Great. That was awesome. What was that, 2 years ago now? Or something? Last year?
No, that was last year.
Yeah, last year. Awesome. That was your one hit. You haven't really done anything else since.
And it was a sequel.
Exactly. So I'm really hoping this movie is good. They reworked some things. They went back to the drawing board for a little bit. So I'm hoping that this story
Well,
goes well.
In their defense, they've also been putting out TV shows for Disney Plus. They did Win or Lose, Dream Studios Productions, or whatever it's called.
The Monsters Inc. one, yeah. Yeah, but that should be like their B team working on it. You need the A team working on the movies, working on the films, working on the next Ratatouille. I need not a Ratatouille sequel. I need something as good as Ratatouille, okay? To get me to like have like, I'm not going to say that. I want to focus on something like some people do when they really find something that they like and watch it over and over and over and over again. And that was, for me, A Bug's Life and Ratatouille, and I want that feeling again with a Ratatouille similar, because it was so good. And I feel like I haven't had that so good in a long time. Like, what was the last Pixar movie that I could quote?
Dang.
Maybe Ratatouille.
Inside Out? The
Maybe
first
Up?
one?
No, I can't quote Inside Out. No. Maybe Coco?
Brave?
Some of Coco? Some of Brave, yeah. It's just in my bowl. But, like I'm saying, no, there's too much dialogue in Onward. It's memorable. It says, refresh, then rejoin on a regular browser, not incognito. Oh, TJ Forsnake says, The Good Dinosaur. Yeah, right. Who was quoting The Good Dinosaur, my dude? Nobody. But either way, I really want another good Pixar movie, and I'm hopeful for Elio. And I'm like, please don't do me wrong. I've had good vibes for this movie since I saw its trailer. I thought it looked really cute, and I'm hopeful. So don't steer me wrong, I don't even know if I'll be able to see it in theaters, honestly. That'd be sad. I'm ready to pop.
Take Junior with you.
So there's those two movies that are coming out, though. There's How to Train Your Dragon and Elio coming out the exact same time. So who's going to win in the box office? Is it going to be Elio, or is it going to be How to Train Your Dragon, an animation versus a animation live action remake?
How to Train Your Dragon will get so much money.
You
It'll
think
make
it's going to
so
stomp
much money.
Elio?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That's pretty close, actually. I think it could go either way.
I'm with Brian. I think it could go either way because it's a Pixar movie. 2, it's animated, so it's easy to digest. And 3, we've already seen How to Train Your Dragon.
I
But
don't know.
I digress. Time will tell. In a month's time, we shall see. Okay? We shall see a lot of things in a month's time. The P. Diddy scandal and Elio versus How to Train Your Dragon. So stay tuned for that. Now, here's some other news, and I'm going to leave this up to you guys to discuss because I need to go to the bathroom as a pregnant lady. But Harry Potter, they've got some new stars, and they're getting hate, and I don't like it. They look good.
Why are they
in
getting
my
hate?
opinion? They look good. Talk about
I don't
it.
know what kind of hate she's referring to. If it's because of whoever's playing Hermione, they can go ahead and shut up because they obviously didn't read the books. So,
What, because Hermione's dark skin? Is that a problem for some people?
I mean, yeah, is that a problem for some people? Be honest. It's not a problem for us because why
Not
would it be?
me. I don't.
Yeah.
Why would I
And
care?
yeah, I don't care in the slightest bit. But that's the
Now, I
only
know a lot of
argument I
people
can
are
see.
upset that Snape is, African American. Again, I don't care, but some people are taking that very personally.
I don't care, but he better not have the same hair because I've seen the pictures of him with similar hair as what's his name? And it doesn't work.
Alan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't work. So if you're gonna do that, at least make him look good. But again, I don't care. I think people that are being like, what? Why is he not white? Shut up. You mouth breather.
No, I mean, for this TV show, they had to audition thousands of kids.
Mhm.
So I'm sure they did their homework and they got 3, wonderful child actors who will,
I think they're super
you know,
cute.
yeah, I mean, they're going to be fine. And hopefully they can, here's the thing. When they got Rupert Grint, Dan Radcliffe, and Emma Watson back in 2000 to do that, they didn't know. They didn't know that they would be able to handle the next 10 years of doing Harry Potter, and it was a home run. They handled it, they did it, and they knocked it out of the park. And that's the absolute best you could hope for. So I mean, if these new kids can even do half of what the originals did, then good on them.
Yeah. And just leave them alone. They're kids. Stop harassing kids.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, and I hope that they can, because I mean these days being a child actor is not easy, and especially in this social media age, I hope that they can keep their heads above water and stay sane, and
Yeah, because it's like, look at what happened to those Stranger Things kids. Poor
yeah.
Millie
Oh,
Bobby
Even
Brown. She just went through it.
the one gal who's doing The Last of Us right now, she's
gosh.
getting
Bella
slammed with,
Ramsey.
yeah, Bella Ramsey is just getting slammed with just slander and just memes galore.
So much
I almost
hate.
added that to the show doc, but I'm like, I
I
don't
thought
wanna go
about
there.
actually talking about it of, wow, this, and it's not her fault. It is
No,
not
it's
her
not.
fault.
It's not
It
her fault
is
at all.
the writer's fault. What did they do? They totally destroyed her character.
Or cast somebody different that maybe works. It's not the girl's fault. She's doing everything she can.
Yeah, it's not her fault at all. They gave her
Yeah.
really crappy lines. She's doing her job.
I mean, I don't know
And
if that line is in the video game, I'm gonna be a dad, but I mean,
No,
it's
it is
just not.
not,
It's
as a
just
matter of
not
it
doing.
is
fact.
not.
No.
Okay, it's just not doing anybody any favors. It's dumb. It's
No, not
stupid.
at all.
I wouldn't. I would. I don't know. I mean, the girl is doing everything she can to be a working actress. So,
Yes, and being hated on. So I'm like, man, it's hard. It is hard. But anyways, Harry Potter, that is in the works, so that's awesome. Now, before we get to the chunk, sorry, I'm out of breath. Okay, before we get to the chunk, we do have a passing, unfortunately. We always like to let everyone know who, goes to the great beyond. And this one, going to the great beyond, great beyond, the better one, is Phil Robertson. I don't know if you guys ever paid attention to this TV show, Duck Dynasty, but
Oh
my
man.
family
Every girl
watched
crazy
so
about a
much Duck
well-dressed
Dynasty.
man.
And the father of the boys has passed away. so-
Patriarch.
yeah, the patriarch. So that is unfortunate. But he was a God-fearing man.
He was
And
fairly young. He wasn't that old. He was 79.
no, he was only
I think he was
75,
some sort of
74.
illness.
His brother 71.
Yeah, Uncle Si, he looks like 92.
Yeah, I was like,
He's
hasn't
always
Si
looked
died by
92.
now? And then I saw he was
No.
only 71. I'm like, wait a minute. And that show was popular like 15 years ago.
Yeah,
So Si was only like in his 60s at that time?
that's wild.
Okay. All right. Dude aged real fast and then stayed. But anyways, yes, his brother Phil Robertson, the patriarch, has gone to the big
meet
ball in the
Jesus.
sky. Yes. So passing is sad, but it's okay. So
Yeah.
anyways,
Yeah, for sure.
You know what else is passing away?
the Switch.
The Switch.
Not mine, girl. We're still in
Hey, we are still kicking it, me and my homie.
we are thriving over here because
When
this
is
is what
that,
we're keeping.
Coming out? Is that coming out next month? Switch 2?
It's coming out like next week, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Wow.
Yeah,
We're
next week.
keeping this one. We're not going with the other one. This one's staying.
Yeah.
Well, I part of me wanted to pre-order a Nintendo Switch 2, but I'm really holding out to see if there's going to be a Donkey Kong version.
So
Wait, really quick before we get really deep into the weeds of Switch. One big news item we did, because I remember I was looking, it was like something really big is missing, and now it hit me like a ton of bricks. The really big thing missing, the delay of Grand Theft Auto 6
Are
to next year.
Are we shocked about this? Really?
No.
No.
no, but it is news. And
But
it is happening.
you know, like Red Dead Redemption 2 had like 2 or 3 delays that were like they were like 6 months apiece. And that game came out as the greatest, one of the greatest of all time. So, am I worried at all about Grand Theft Auto 6? Absolutely not. I think the hype right now is it's crescendoing. People
I
are
just love everybody saying like, "Oh, we're getting this before Grand Theft Auto 6." That is my
Mhm.
favorite meme right now. That every news event or whatever happens, it's like, "Before Grand Theft Auto 6, are you freaking kidding me?" Like I love that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the trailer
it's
did
true.
come out. The trailer came out, and the game looks just beyond anything that anybody can come up with. Makes Switch
Yeah.
2 look like, a chessboard. So,
It could be on the Switch too.
yeah, 10 years from now.
But it has the capabilities of supporting it. It's
Okay.
they're getting Cyberpunk, what's it called? 99, whatever it is.
2077.
2077.
Yeah, that's it. That's the number.
Yeah,
Girl,
and that
you
came
don't
out
know
like
nothing.
6 years ago.
Yeah, they were like, so this is now let's go ahead and dive into the Switch.
Yeah,
But
go ahead.
this is one of the memes that's cracked me up. They're like, Nintendo becoming the villain before we get GTA 6? This is crazy.
Oh my gosh.
So Nintendo has made themselves the villain. And it's very interesting to see all of what's been going on because you've got, the console wars that's been going on forever. And it's like Xbox and PS5, Sony, Microsoft, whatever. They're all starting to be like, you know what? We should collaborate. Let's make it easier. Oh, PC as well, Steam. They're all like, yeah, let's make it a little bit easier for these gamers. We're all doing the same thing, yada yada. And Nintendo's like, not us. You don't get us. You don't get us. And so they've made so many interesting choices. I'll just call them interesting choices with this new console that are getting so many people worked up and like, what are you doing? This is like John Cena becoming, what is that called?
Yeah, the villain, the not the fool, the heel.
What's it called?
Yeah,
The what?
he's becoming the heel.
Heel.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything anymore. But that was one of the things.
When the
John
wrestler,
Cena and Nintendo were the
when
precious
the
ones.
wrestler is playing the bad guy, they're called the heel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were the good guys. They were the beloved ones. They were like, oh yeah, I'm for the people. You guys like me. And then when they turn, and it was like, oh, John Cena.
Stabbed him in the back.
John Cena, what did you do? Nintendo, what did you do? So
Kids
that's
are
what's been
crying
happening
in the
now.
audience. John!
But what I wanted to focus on today was not even about the Switch 2, which I'm excited for. I wanted to focus on the legacy of the base model because I don't know. It's the end of the school year. Today was our very, very last day. The Switch 2 is coming out next week, but I felt very reflective on how far we have come because without the Nintendo Switch, we wouldn't have had a resurgence of Pikmin. We wouldn't have a resurgence of Breath of the Wild. We wouldn't have had a resurgence of many a game. Keep going. Keep going.
I don't think I can go that high.
Anyway,
I'll start over.
Okay. So we've had many new franchises come out. We've had games build up that were small indie games, and now they've crescendoed into what they are right now. Talking about games like Hollow Knight, Undertale. What's that? Pizza something game. What's that game that Ileana likes to play? Stardew Valley. All of those games transpired because of the popularity of the Switch, and so I think we need to celebrate it today. Ileana, what was your first game for the Switch?
Mario Kart.
Was it Mario Kart?
It came with the Switch.
No, mine didn't.
Yeah, it did.
It was not a pack-in title.
Are you sure?
I am 100% positive. It didn't have.
It was your first game, though.
No, when I bought it, No, sorry, when I bought it. I got it as a gift.
I was about to say,
I got it as a gift. I got it as a gift.
Mother and I went and picked up you a Switch.
Yeah.
And we got you Mario Kart.
Yes, but it wasn't a pack-in title.
No, but you got Mario Kart.
Yes, I got Mario Kart. But then after that, that was like the only game I had for a little bit until, like right before Christmas.
I think my second game was probably Zelda.
Mine might have been Zelda, maybe Mario.
I'm pretty sure I got Mario Kart and then Zelda.
Mario Odyssey to be exact. But I remember that Christmas I got 5 games, and I was so excited and
5
hungry. I got 5
games?
games
Dang.
because they
That
were on
was
sale.
different
Dang.
times.
Well, they were still $60.
Yeah, I'm just saying those were different times.
Yeah. That year I got Skyrim, Splatoon 2, Pokken Tournament, shoot, and 2 more games that I'm not thinking of right now. And I was eating up those games alone. They were everything.
I remember I pre-ordered Mario Odyssey and played it that night, and it was I did not go to bed until like 4 a.m. because I just had a
Dang.
blast.
Yeah, you got yours digitally.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm a digital girl, and now that's all that matters.
No, I'm still gonna get physical copies of my game, but I'm not gonna go there. But
Nintendo's choices.
But just how big that was. That very first year.
And then
Like-
when Smash was announced,
People went crazy. I watched that trailer so many times.
yeah,
Just the Smash trailer, and then from there it was like weekly, almost daily. Is there any Smash news? Is there any Smash news?
it was quite the phenomenon. It was very fun.
And I think that brought together a lot of community, gaming community wise.
Yeah,
Just being
like where were you when?
yeah, being excited collectively. I think that was more, in a way, it was even more fun than actually playing the game.
Now I'm like, what other games were there? That
And I don't even bloody have my Switch on me. It's in my living room.
Sports game.
Sports games, like what?
No, the Switch Sports. With like the golf and bowling.
That came out
Yep.
later. Like way
Mario
later.
and Rabbids Kingdom Battle.
Yeah.
I think I
Man,
played.
I played that.
Out of all the games, I may have played the sports game the most.
Well, that makes sense. And then
Animal
we just
Crossing
waited.
was a phenomenon
Oh
in
my
itself.
Yeah.
That
Thanks
got
to
us
COVID.
through. Yes, that got us through 2020.
Sure did.
I don't. It'll be a long time before I forget that first year of lockdown, when I'm just at that time I was working in the evenings in my office. I was teaching for the conservatory, and Wesley had his setup in our dining room, and he was working, and he would get agitated about something, and he would be so frustrated. Meanwhile, on our big projector on the wall, I just have these little animal friends just running around, be collecting coconuts and digging up flowers and trying to get wood.
I put these plants where I didn't want them.
Oh
I
my
freaking dig
gosh! I
them up.
didn't mean to dig that up. Oh my!
Oh,
Why did I
great.
pick that? You were supposed to get this, and
Yeah.
and having so much fun and going to different people's islands, because that's the only way we could actually communicate.
And chipping away at waterfalls and stuff, and catching
Yes.
all the fish and all the insects,
And just
trying not to
finding
be
peace and joy in those simple
what
tasks.
tranquility it brought
Yes.
us during such hard times.
Yes. But going back to Breath of the Wild, I know that was a Wii U game, but
no one had one.
yeah, no one had a
so-
Wii U. It was a very, very unpopular system, and so we were very fortunate that it was put on the Switch, and I think that was, no pun intended, a real game changer for games for Nintendo.
Honestly, that's the game I played the most for the longest time.
Yeah. It won Game of the Year,
Yeah, that's awesome too.
which was a shock. Just a pleasant surprise. Just again, another little just poignant place of joy.
And now is the chapter is closing. It's pretty crazy.
And I think about all the games that have come out just this past year.
We got a lot of good ones.
Yes.
And some on the way still.
Well, I don't know about on the way. Maybe for
Like
the next console.
Metroid Prime 4 was still announced for the Switch.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm so glad that Nintendo has rebuilt their legacy. We're celebrating 40 years. 40 years of this guy.
Wow. Brian, how does that make you feel?
Wow, Switch is fun. It's good.
No, 40 years of
years
Nintendo.
of-
Oh yeah. No, it's wonderful. Long live Nintendo.
Oh,
Yes.
that's bold to say these
Yeah.
days.
Well, and coming from Brian, who's like, Nintendo sucks.
No,
Yeah.
Nintendo is great, man. Like it's still an amazing box. It really
Oh my
is.
God.
Box.
But I think it even goes just beyond the games. Stories, music, art. I think it's really cool to see this sort of medium inspire other people to take it and do other things with it. When I was teaching at the conservatory, I would take a lot of Nintendo music and rewrite it for kids to play. And of course they wanted to play it. It was a video game music that they recognized. And it was still relevant. So I don't know. I get excited. I geek out a little bit. But I think it's earned. They definitely deserve all the success with the Switch that they had.
And so we'll see where Switch 2 leads us. And even with the controversies and everything, it's dropping very soon. So next month, we'll have more to say about it, how launch goes, how, are people purchasing it, or are they just waiting and testing the waters a little bit? That'll be interesting to find out. Hi, your mom. So all of that will be super interesting to see where that goes, how the games look, how they perform, how the console performs, everything. This is a brand new console, and it's time. One thing I'll say that I really do enjoy is already the card sharing feature that they updated on.
Mm-hmm.
That is super cool, and I love that it's on the regular Switch too. The regular Switch as well.
I will say one thing that really, royally pissed me off was with they had an update maybe a month back. Yeah, it was a month ago. And we were at our mom's house, and I wanted to play a game that I had purchased on my account on my other Switch. So I have two Switches, and I have one at mom's house. And it has a lot of games that you could usually before you could just download it. It's on your other one? Okay, it's still available on your other one. If you have games that you've purchased digitally, and I'm hoping I'm getting this right because I don't think it worked the other way. If you purchased a game digitally, you can't play it on another Switch unless you download it. Yeah, right. They have to be right next to each other, and you have to send the file over pretty much so that the data over so that you can play it over there. So we wanted to play Jackbox games. We couldn't because I had my other Switch here that has the data on it. So I'm like, but I bought this game. It's on my account, but I can't play it right now. I would mad. Mad. And so we had to repurchase Ultimate Chicken Horse because mom loves to play that. So she actually had to purchase it in her own account when it's on my Switch. So I was very, very,
And they're
very, very
both your
displeased.
Switches.
They are both my
Yeah.
Switches, but because it's on a different one,
There's going to be a lot of upset people about stuff like
Yeah.
that too.
and I get it, but that's bad customer service.
Yeah. It's like,
So
your mom says, I don't like why they changed the colors on the Switch.
Yeah, me either.
So, I don't know. This will be very, very interesting to see what happens this next month. And Bump That will be there to report what happens, hopefully. I am due soon.
yeah, you're probably gonna be busting.
I'll report from the hospital. We'll do a live show from the hospital.
Hi, Bump That. I'm here with baby.
I'm here with Felix. But
This
yeah,
will be his
so
face when he comes out.
angry. That's what I looked like when I came out. But anyways, we're going to leave it there and we will find out next month what happens and we will report it, man. We'll report it. So you just got to wait. We got to wait and let the time come. But anyways, we've got Brian somewhere on the screen.
All hail Nintendo.
All hail Plankton. All hail Plankton. We've got KT somewhere on the screen.
Glory to the Hypnotoad.
Palpitoad?
No, Hypnotoad.
Palpitoad.
Do your Palpitoad. No, that's not what it sounds like. You do it better.
We've got KT somewhere on the screen. Did I already share that?
Oh, I forgot what we mentioned. What I forgot to mention.
What?
Breaking news. Speaking of, new cast for Avatar Season 2 has been revealed.
Ah.
But look that up on your own.
Well, anyways, and I'm
Interesting.
Ileana, your host, signing off on yet another episode of Bump That. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you guys in next month's episode. Bye-bye!
Wow, that was really bad.